had a couple of really good openings as well. When Anote hit the base of the post and Vardy pounced on a back pass from Gvardiol, but it was a brilliant save by Ortega. And so at half-time here at the King Power Stadium, it is Leicester 0, City 1. Well, let's go back to the studio and we can join Natalie, who has with her Marc Albrighton and Shaun Wright-Phillips.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. It is half-time and City are winning 1-0. A first goal for the club for Savinho, which was almost predicted by Shaun Wright-Phillips earlier in our pre-match show. I am still joined in the studio by Shaun Wright-Phillips and by Marc Albrighton, who happened to actually go out the room to get a drink at the exact second that City scored, which only seemed fair, really, Marc. So City leading at the break. Let's go straight in to talk about that goal from Savinho. Shaun, you said before the game that he needed to get his first goal for the club, and he did it.
Yeah, that would be massive for him in terms of his confidence in and around those final thirds when he's taking those shots. But I think the team needed it to have another goal scorer as part of the players scoring all the goals. But I think the first touch from Phil after Rico plays him that ball, and then he just drives and he makes a clean connection. And I think that's what you have to do when teams are dropping that deep sometimes. You have to take the shots and then hopefully the gaps start to open up. But from Savinho's point of view, it was great in terms of he took the gamble in terms of following up that pass, and the finish at the end, he slotted it in that near post.
I generally hate the XG stat. It really annoys me. But I did see in the week that Savinho had the highest XG rate in the league without scoring. So this is just a perfect opportunity, a perfect confidence boost for him. And hopefully, I mean, you're not for this game for you, Marc, but it's going to open, hopefully, a large account for him at City.
Yeah, well, we spoke earlier, didn't we, about his quality, the threat that he poses, how exciting he is to watch. So these are the things that he just needs to add into his game: more goals, assists, and get his stats up in them sort of them areas. So this will hopefully, obviously not today, but hopefully going forward, he can really start to open them accounts and get them stats high.
At the time of the goal, Shaun, you were cooing about Phil Foden's touch in the build-up to it as well. Just let's give him a mention in the build-up to that goal.
Yeah, it's because the ball comes in quite quick, but we know how good he is at taking the ball on that back foot. But it's when he takes it, Harry pushes it back onto his left foot into the area where there's a lot of space. And the strike, you can see he's just wanted to work the keeper, hit the target. Obviously, you want to score, but you don't want to miss the target either. And because he does that, and it's across the face of the goal where the keeper parries it, maybe just not further enough, but Savinho had enough angle to try and squeeze the ball in. But the keeper was up quick after that and tried to make a habit, but he's left that side open and obviously protected the bigger side.
So City in the lead at the minute as it stands, but Leicester not without their chances. We talked about Jamie Vardy before, and I joked about how when he plays City, he suddenly looks like an absolute world beater. Not that no disrespect to him. And again, he's enjoying. He's had opportunities today.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Leicester today. I think they've in that first half they've had some good spells. They've looked after the ball well, and then they've had a couple of threats in the final third as well. Vardy's playing on that shoulder as he likes to do. He's been caught offside a couple of times, but that's just the way he plays. That's going to happen. Hit the post with a header as well. So yeah, I think if Leicester can produce that performance and probably a little bit more in the second half, then they've got themselves a chance.
There was, towards the end of that first half, Shaun, Leicester had, was it 4 opportunities in a row when the ball was bouncing head and shot and off the bar and then not getting cleared? I took a deep breath at that moment.
Well, you had to. I think with the way things have been with us at the minute, there's that little mistake or there's that first chance that they get that seems to always go in, but at the minute it seems like we have a little bit of luck on our side and we need to capitalise it because we're still. It's a good game to watch for me for the neutrals. They're both having a go at it, both creating opportunities, and just at the minute, apart from one, neither team are really taking those opportunities. So I can imagine that will be a key thing. And for us, City have to think about in many ways the Everton game when they didn't take those chances, where it could put them next, and they're going to know they need to take the next one just to give themselves a bit of breathing space.
Oh, absolutely. I think City have dropped 12 points from leading positions, which I think is the worst in the league at this point. So, yeah, got to take them absolutely. We've had a bit of luck as well, as you say. There was a chance for Jamie Vardy where he was thankfully offside, Marc, because if not, Stefan Ortega, well, it would have been a definite penalty, and God knows, Stefan Ortega might not be on the pitch right now as well, but he was offside. So City have had a smidge of luck in that first half as well.
Yeah, like I said earlier, he makes them runs. He plays off that shoulder, and when the ball breaks, from speaking to a few of the lads that are at Leicester at the minute, Ruud van Nistelrooy is keen on transitions. So as soon as they win the ball back, they want to progress forward quickly, and it might be one or two passes, and that's the way that Jamie Vardy likes to play as well. So it suits him. So. Yeah, they get the ball through, and it's a smidgen offside. I've not seen the replay yet, so it could be a bit dubious.
He was off, Marc. He was off.
But no, like, he'll keep making them runs all day, and that's where he's a major threat for us.
So thankfully he was offside, so nothing happened to Stefan Ortega. Later on in the game, he did make a good save. I forget who it was from now, but it was Vardiol had headed the ball back to him. It hadn't quite got to him, and he made a good diving save and blocked the ball kind of in the middle of his chest, really, Shaun.
Yeah, Ortega's quite good at that. He's puts that big frame wherever he needs it to try and block the ball, and he normally spreads himself quite wide. And this one he managed to block. But I think both sets of keepers, I think when they've been called into action, they've done what's required of them to keep that ball out of the back of the net. And I don't think we're going to see much far from that in the second half. I think that they're going to play the same way, both teams, and hopefully one of those chances for us go in. Otherwise, it will be the last 10 minutes of a game can get a bit tricky when it's 1-0.
Definitely. Statistically, in terms of the possession, I mean, interesting one here. It's 51% for City, 49% for Leicester, which we really don't see that much possession that close very often.
But it's kind of like what Marc says. I think both teams are playing a part in terms of they're letting each other have the ball in certain areas, and Leicester ain't forcing the ball too much either, so that they're going to keep that possession up there. And I think City are waiting for those opportunities to nick that ball back as well and try not to force as much. I think they've forced one or two and it broke down, and we've had to backtrack, and thankfully nothing come of it. But that's the way this game's going to be played. Like Marc said, they play in transition. That's what Ruud likes to do, and they're going to wait for those opportunities and mistakes from us.
So we kicked off at 2:30 today, of course, half-time now for City. There was other games that kicked off at 3 p.m. in the Premier League. So Southampton currently beating Palace, Forest beating Everton, Fulham, Bournemouth, it's 0-0, and it's Spurs 1, Wolves 1 as well. And then the 5:15 UK time kickoff today is West Ham versus Liverpool. So I'm sure you'll all have a little eye on that one as well. In terms of the second half, Shaun, what do you want to see City do? Of course, get the second, give us all breathing space. But what would you want City to do in that second half so that we can get that chance?
I think it comes down for me in many ways is game management. We've always normally been quite good at game management, regardless of whether it's a 1-0 or a 2-1. We seem to know how to manage a game and kill the game in many ways. Don't let them get the ball. So I think that will be a key thing, is for us not to give away sloppy possession or make any mistakes, or not make Leicester feel like they have a chance to come back into the game and possibly even win it. I think we need to snuff out that hope as best as you can, really.
Please, early on, so that I can enjoy the second half and breathe easier. Now, Marc, we didn't get a chance to talk about this before the game, but you have gone down in Premier League history for scoring a very landmark goal. Do you know what that landmark is?
Yes, yeah, the 20,000th Premier League goal.
That is the one. You scored the 20,000th Premier League goal when you were playing for Villa.
Yes, yeah, against Arsenal. I was unaware of it at the time, but it was when I came off the pitch at the end of the game. I was told,
20,000. That's mad, isn't it? Well, I've got a little game for you both that we're going to quickly play.
I thought we didn't have enough time for that at half-time.
Shaun hates our games. Marc, we get him playing all sorts of wild things. I think you'll be good at this one. This is a fairly easy one. So, you scored the 20,000th. Other landmark goals would be the first goal of the Premier League, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 25,000 and 30,000. So what we have done is made up a little map, and I'm going to tell you the country of the goal scorer and the club that they were playing for, and let's see how you both do. You play as a team. So the very first goal ever scored in the Premier League was scored by a Sheffield United player who was English. Any ideas?
I know it.
Oh, Marc, no, go for it, Marc. Go.
What are you waiting for?
I wanted to see if you knew it.
No. If you got it, just take it.
Brian Dean.
It is Brian Dean. It is indeed Brian Dean. Well done. Marc was very polite there. OK, 5,000th goal was scored by a Blackburn player who was also English. And it was scored at Leicester. Blackburn player, English.
Could be. Was it around the time of the SNS? Sutton and Shearer.
It was. Which one are you going for?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to have to go for Big Al.
Are you conferring with
What do you
Marc, or are you
reckon?
happy with that?
You don't know this one?
No, you answer this one.
No, but don't you know?
I don't know this one. No.
Marc, he's let you down. It was Sutton.
I was going to go, sir.
Nearly there, Shaun. OK, the 10,000th goal was scored by a Spurs player, again, an Englishman. And that was scored at Spurs. 10,000th. Spurs player, English. Come on. I believe in yous.
Ferdinand.
Legendary striker.
Maybe the foe? Kane?
10,000.
No, it's got to be before that, yeah?
That's why I was thinking Les Ferdinand, maybe.
Come on, we'll go with her.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll go with Les.
What are you going for?
Les Ferdinand.
So Les, oh, Marc smashing it today. Yes, it is.
It's the whole point in having a team.
That is it.
Yeah.
If one gets right, we
You're
all win
right.
together.
Yeah.
If you're having an off day, your teammates got you. OK, we know the 20,000th, because that is you, Marc. 25,000th Premier League goal is... I've missed out 15. I do apologise. Now, you're not going to get this. A fullback that played for Fulham and was German. If you get this, Marc, you are officially an absolute brainiac.
I don't remember fullbacks. I just saw the back of my shirt, didn't I?
Yes, Shaun. Do you want it? It's really tough. I'm not even sure I remember him.
A German fullback.
Yeah, no, I haven't got this one.
No idea.
OK, Moritz Volz.
I remember the name.
I remember the name.
Played at Arsenal, apparently, as well. Where's the picture? Do we recognise him from the picture? No, still don't. OK, we'll move on. 25,000th goal in the Premier League was scored by a Manchester United player who was Swedish.
I'm thinking, I just feel like it's going to be a trick.
I feel like it's one of two.
Go for it.
Obviously, Ibrahimovic or Larson.
Yeah, I would. Well,
Is it pre-Ibrahimovic?
Come on, I'm going to push you.
I think it was before Zlatan. I would like to think so.
The Larson?
Yeah, let's go Larson.
What are you doing trusting him? Why are you trusting him? Do not trust him, Marc. It was Zlatan. You should have got me.
Worst knowledge
We
ever.
really broke that down as well, didn't we?
He's a friend of the show, is ours, Zlatan. And the last one before we go back to the game, the 30,000th Premier League goal was scored by a man that played for Burnley and is from New Zealand. I don't know why I said New Zealand like that either. He said he's still playing now. It's obvious.
What do you say? It's obvious. Why is it so obvious?
Because
you got the answer in
because he's
front of you
having
on
a
the
great
iPad.
season.
Did he play for Burnley, did he? Chris Wood.
Yes, Marc.
Who has he played for Burnley?
Well done, Marc. Shaun, what did you
Good team.
contribute to that game?
Just having a conversation and being here. That's it.
Thank you very much. Marc, congratulations. Right, we've got to go back over I know you enjoyed that game, but the actual game's back on. We'll be here at full time where hopefully we're talking about City ending 2024 with 3 points. Please, over to Alistair Mann and maybe Steve Howie if we've got his microphone working on the City app. We'll see you at full time.
Thank you, Natalie. Welcome back to the King Power Stadium. Steve Howie is battling with the Gremlins. The technical team are trying to get things plugged in. Hopefully, he may be joining us sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, I will guide you through the second half proceedings. Neither head coach has made an alteration at half-time. I suppose are encouraging signs for Ruud van Nistelrooy. His team almost